afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacast. I'm your host, Imperial Dane, Master of Propaganda, Hero Psych, Defender of the Fatherland, off here to 2 versus 2 on Elst Outskirts. Within the north, you got Imperial Dane and Kimbo Mad Slice fighting for Germany, Deutschland. Rolling out here with the 116th Panzer Division Wienhund versus the south, we got Ichnusa and Maka 2112 fighting here for the first invasion supported here by elements of the 7th British Armoured Division. We've got here tactical support, recon support, infantry company, mobile assault, special weapons, vanguard versus Ostrom and elite armoured here with Stormtrooper, Stug, half-tech, Hetzer, Flammenhetzer specifically, Sturmtiger and King Tiger bulletins. We got an aggressive push here from Sturm Punish Resistance in the west, moving in there, Pioneers moving up there as well. Then we got section moving up the east here, Mark push for the fuel, Ostrom setting out there for the Fatherland here with the new Ostrom Doctrine. We'll have to see if Maka goes for any of the new things there, like the recon support. As for Ichnusa, I'm not entirely sure how to pronounce that one. And there's none of the new sort of changed doctrine there. We got a lot of Ostrom heading out there to the field to secure vital points, occupying the house here, since on Elst Outskirts you really don't want your opponent to get that one. He's pushing for the Northern Fuel University, setting out here as well for Ichnusa, with a Vicar setting out there as well. Strange to the MD42 though, taking a few peppering there. Sandbags going to help to defend just in case of somehow lose the house anyways. Awesome grain points here setting out. In the west here we got Kimbo Matslide pushing westwards. 40 versus Rifleman there. Kimbo Matslide is rank 15 with the Elbow Command West and 2 versus 2 is rank 1 with the Wehrmacht. That's a fun side note. Quick laying down wire here. Up north we got Awesome moving in here towards the fuel point there. Section in the house, maybe waiting for support. Who knows? Third Awesome squad arriving here. Bit of a shootout here. Need some more support there from the rest of his forces to push in and deal with the Yankees. Pioneers Awesome moving on. We got a Vicar setting up against the MG42. Up north the Awesome has a section there. 3 Awesome squads. 1 Pioneer, 1 Infantry versus 2 sections of Vicars and a Universal Carrier. So far neither side has gotten any fuel. In fact, neither side has gotten a lot of territory. In fact, most have just been rushing to positions, but there's not actually a lot of territory being secured. It's actually quite interesting here. We got Awesome sitting up here on one side, Awesome on the other side. Awesome they're close to being wiped out over here by the section. In the west here, we got troops being pushed back here by Maka's Rifleman. Fulton's trying to push it, but there's nonetheless resistance in the way. Awesome squad pushed away. Awesome squad they're trying to deal with the section, not going too well. Back here we got take up already from Ichnusa, but yeah, I'm not entirely sure how I want to pronounce that. Vickers was MG42, the Vickers is winning out, which it does basically because it has more damage than the MG42 overall. Awesome trying to catch Universal Carrier, the Panzer, but so far there is absolutely no luck. Pioneers also moving to try further support to deal with that house with the section in it, want to get to that fuel. Mortar moving up to help deal with the Vickers down there, though like my machine's going to be pushed out there. Got Awesome Lance trying to move in to press the Vickers, falls away from firing up machine gun. Pioneer slowly moving in here. Section moving up, that's going to force away the Ostrom. And here in the centre we got Kimbo pushing forwards. Awesome being pushed back, Awesome being flanked by the Universal Carrier. Pioneers finding in a rather unsafe range really. Try to close it with the opposite at this point, have to take too much damage, plus it's a broadside. In fact, he immediately chooses to focus on the down, very good decision. In fact, I should have shooted right there, but I was too preoccupied trying to get that Universal Carrier, actually didn't pay attention, and thusly foolishly lost the Pioneers. So they do finally get a Panzerfaust off here, though nothing to sort of seriously finish it off, so ultimately just in vain. We got the mortar firing away, the machine gun falling back, Vickers being pushed out, and we got a 4th Ostrom squad. In this situation, we're just calling in 4 squads of Ostrom, so at least try and gain some kind of numerical advantage, that way push forwards with sort of larger numbers. Machine gun there sitting about to reinforce. Here we got troops advancing, and we got take over there for Kimbo. And here we got a lot of sections now holding up there together because grabbing territory. Well, grabbing territory, getting reinforcements. That's not grabbing any territory. We got mines down there, but the fuel pump, which is about being cut off. Good work there by Kimbo, who's otherwise maintaining good control of the western side of the map now here versus Maka. Whereas I'm sort of struggling a bit, he needs to sort of build up for a bigger push there with my Ostrom machine gun, mortars and whatnot. So that's going to be the trick there to pull off. Truck setting up. Battle Group headquarters will be mechanized here for Kimbo. Time will tell. Got the mortar setting up a body, machine guns switching places there with the Austrians out the house just doing into the night. Mortar around the fuel point here. First shot doesn't quite particularly hit. Got a 6-pounder gun out here for Schnusa. He's anticipating I'm going for some kind of vehicles that so far I've yet to take up. With the Pioneers I won't be doing anyway, since I'm first need Pioneers to replace the ones I lost. But there you go. Austrian attacking, supported by the mortar. Several angles here. Grabbing the fuel, grabbing whatever else is possible. Austrian nearby as well. Section basically being gunned down by large numbers, basically using my numbers so that way attack from certain points, making it hard for them to focus down and sort of have to make decisions. Modifying down the house, they're further doing damage. Awesome squad push back, got the section moving out, awesome squad getting in here and flanking the Vickers, which apparently was still around there, up close though. They still get a bit of the cover bonus, but apparently not enough. They're still able to do a lot of damage to the Ostrom inside the house, up close, really just raking through it. Section up there close, being wiped out. They're really low on health there for Ichnusa. In the west there, Maka's pushing a bit further aggressively against him. We got medics and supplies up there, a bit close, perhaps too close to the enemy. Mika's pushed back by the Ostrom, who gains veterans, Iranian servers off this Farsland section. They're almost wiped out. Almost, but does get away with a tiny sliver of health. Troops reinforcing. Take up done, and we got an offshot first. Need to first gain control of the area here before we consider thing up there. Ostrom close to death here, down to 3 men, low on health. Mortify continues to rain down on that house, through the roofs, through whatever is left of it. It is continued mortifying, unrelenting artillery. University there with 7 kills so far. And notice got Rifleman here with the lieutenant pushing out here for Maka. Sturm Pioneers rushed off the field with 4 soldiers, 1 Sturm Pioneer squad here for Kimbo. And we got a 50 caliber on the way there for Maka, no son of Doctrine yet for the Allies though, compared to us in the German army who already have this planned out to an extent. The Allies seem less clear. And there you go, Panzerfaust in the Universal Carrier, might just finally get it, might not. Baker's on the way there for Ichnusa, another one there. Got the officer sitting out there for the Wehrmacht, now 5 men with 4 MP40s. And of course, the Luger. Plus some handy abilities like diversion, which basically makes them shoot more accurately on the move and take less receipt accuracy. Also artillery smoke barrages, and of course concentrated fire. Also later acts as coordinated, and the heavy mortar barrage, which is so and so. But the officer himself was actually pretty good, which hopefully this match will show. We got the Vicar setting up, the officer moving in. Alright, you guys, I want any Tommy you see dead. None of this taking prisoner nonsense. That's how we got into this bad spot in Savoy anyways. So no taking prisoners. If I see anyone taking prisoners, I will slap them very hard. There you go, calling in smoke. University they're blown apart. Members ejected out of it. 6-pounder gun a bit. Then we got mortar firing down the Vickers in the other house. And that pretty much ready from using his Vickers machine gun. Officer itself is 1 kill. Austin pushing forward here straight into the mine. But the other members are able to push onwards for the fatherland. M20 moving up there, trying to fire out some incendiary up in round, so that's going to be a bit too late there. Maka has been able to regain the west, probably due to the M20 action and the fact that Kimbo Matt's last gun out to tank. Got the officer up close here. Officer reloading his Luger gun. A bit too excited there to fire it all before getting sufficiently close. There we go, up close. Vic has been gunned down. And there goes 6-pounder gun wiped as well. Ostrom holding back the raging horde of Brits there on the move. And there you go, grabs it and makes off with the Vickers here. So there we go. Solo Vickers there from the opponents in the centre there. We got heavy fighting going on there. Kimbo flanking in. 50 cal there. The Sturm Pioneers Volksgrenadiers. No grenades or upgrades yet for the Volksgrenadiers. The Sturmgewehrs flanking in here with the M20 and the Rifle Ostrom getting out of their house. It's MT42 switching out to incendiary armor appearance rounds, but in this case too slow. So the Volksgrenadiers there. Manager Panzerfaust. There's a Volksgrenadiers Ostrom, by the way. And we got the looks out here for Kimbo Madslice and the German army, striking fear and chaos into the hearts of the Americans of the 1st Infantry Division as they are torn apart. Mortar wiped. He could actually steal it, turn it against Maka and the armies. Second might move up towards here. Machine gun mortar remains here. Troops reinforcing, like to make a nice company up. There's a finally got the Pioneers out. Officer machine gun reinforcing. Note that by this has been accrued by the officers, so that obviously has to be bit more expensive to reinforce. In fact, it's reasonably expensive. Though it does technically look like a proper support crew for the MG42 for machine gun, since that is technically what the officer's team is. That's just basically a support crew for those machine guns. So, except they don't have the machine gun belts, but otherwise they pretty much sort of fit there. So rapid strike there from Kimbo Mad slides through the centre. He's playing very aggressive with the Oberkommando. He's sort of looking for points to hit there, outmaneuvering his opponent, and not trying to grind himself in a war of attrition, which is generally what you want to do as the Oberkommandist. Maka is the first Allied player to go for doctoring his recon support. I'm seeing a lot of Allied players here in the early game so far, sort of early stages here of the patch actually going to support a lieutenant play, because that way you basically sort of get what you would get from the captain anyways for the most part. Greyhound can sort of substitute Stuart, plus you get anti-tank guns, and you get some pretty good infantry and some other good business. I mean, it's a pretty, solid doctrine, and certainly again supports very well that kind of play. So Maka here, 21-12, leading onwards as you get support there from the 101st Airborne. Technically, they would have arrived by a half track or truck, not by air. Just a little detail there. Obviously, we go for light machine guns or for bazookas. Big push here. Austin being caught by the Vickers. We got more swimming in. We got the officer pulling up behind. I need smoke, sir. There's a machine gewehr in my way. I don't like that. I want to shoot him with my pistol in the face. And then I want to hit him with my pistol if he survives the shooting. Molten placement up here for Ichnusa. That's going to be a bit of a problem there. Paratroops rifle moving in. The officer Ostrom countering. There we go. We got diversion initially just to help them. And then come the concentrated fire ability as well. They're up close. Closing in a victory here for the officer already, and there we go. Austin being pushed away. Officer himself is dead, but the MP40s are doing their part for the fatherland here. And there you go, looks around his support, covering up the retreat as well. Good work there by Kemba, and meanwhile he's making a really big push here. There's just open fields in the west, and he just hits every single one he can. Sturmtigers Lieutenant, the centre looks like we're losing fight here. You have yet to see any vehicles from Maka. They could go for the... Well, he's got the M20, but he could consider Greyhounds to put more aggressively. We got mines down there, by the way, the M20. Good work there. A lot of players tend to neglect laying down the mines, so that's actually pretty good. Obviously not for the German player if you actually hit them, though. That's obviously less good. No, I've actually been laying down telemines here and there in case you get rushed by vehicles. And also S-mines in case you try to flank with a machine gun. Big, huge blob here with Vickers, Brenz, and whatnot from the Allies. And there you go, Greyhound out from Maka. 21-12. Got the looks they're just operating very aggressive. In this case, running into a bit of issue, but still, it's very nice to see these sort of very aggressive raid tactics here from Kimbo Man Slice, constantly looking to sow confusion in the enemy lines. Vickers here, though, trying to deal with as many Tommies as well. Got the Ostrom moving in. Officer there is more or less good to go. Troops are pressing. There you go. We got pyrotechnic supplies up, calling in the artillery. Then the Vickers machine gun position inside the house. Back here, we can see that the vehicles are overwhelming Kimbo Mad Slice, who's still lacking anti-tank weapons. So now we got two vehicles based on the same chassis, by the way. The M20 is basically Greyhound without the turret. Folks are doing what they can. So raining down. I know I'm basically shifting up the Ostrom to lay down the trench and put in the Vickers there, so it doesn't quite expect it. Sabba's moving in. Officer standing about ready as well. Calling in a smoke screen on the Vickers again. And there you go, diversion was. Well, Sabba's running straight into the officer. That's definitely not the best move, particularly not once diversion is active. And they just get absolutely shredded here by the officer. And the MP40s, in fact, suffering a full wipe there, which was this short one sapper section. Vickers moving up. They're still covered recently heavily by the smoke. So Paul McCrop, this is just trying to push ahead. I could have considered maybe some panzer grenade, but I rather want to push your mama now. And a lot of it. Achtung Panzer. Straight to the Vickers here, though, which is hiding right behind the shrubberies. Malta gaining veteran tunes of name as a Fasterland. Machine to be caught out in the open by the Ostrom, and we got more sections pushing in here, compelling a tactical retreat here into slightly safer positions for now. And we got the entrenched Vickers machine gun here. You know, this is kinda nice. Yeah, I know what you mean. A nice trench. Certainly quite different from the usual fare. Puma setting out. This is also my apologies. Also called in Puma to help deal with all the allied light vehicles here from Maka, the Greyhound, and the M20. The so needs to be careful here. quick hit there on the Greyhound from the Puma, and it's 50mm gun. And he's going to run straight into the Vickers machine gun in the trench, and there he goes, suppressed. We got no sort of immediate further sign of take up here for Kimber, no push for medium armour yet. First Panzer they're having here for the 116th Panzer Division. Vickers sitting up there. Mine there, but that's the second one. I don't think I got more than 2 down. Flammenwerfer's up there. Go trying to flank. Actually successfully gets past the machine gun here. Did not actually consider this at all in my planning. Also proposition that trench slightly differently. Pushing it out there. Pioneers moving up and rushing in as many troops to help deal with that as I can. Panzer IV almost done. Ostrom there. Veterans to 3, and he's going to rush forward. And I'm just going to cold smoke in on the trench, separating the section out in the open from the one in the trench, allowing me to gain tactical superiority in the field. Also quick diversion and concentrated fire. So there we go. And that should allow the officer to deal with the ones out in the open. There goes in fact almost Veteran C3. And there we go. Veteran C3 gaining aim of the fatherland. Almost wiping out the section there. And now the other one is separate. He's just remaining there, yes, but he's still going to be quite heavily outgunned. Panzer IV ramming here. Panzerkampfwagen 4 in the south here. More harassment in this case might be that Kimber pushed his Puma too far. Got the Greyhound though, but he still could lose the Puma without getting the M20. Vickers hanging about there. Almost got the trench section there. Pushing it out in the open here. 18 kills for the fatherland with that officer. He's actually really good. Still once you're getting some veterancy there. Bit of rude behaviour there from Kimber. And got the section there. Bit of wipe there against Ichinusa. Quite costly because he's also lost the Vickers. And got the Vickers over there going straight to the 6-pounder gun, waiting at the ready. Pushing back the Panzer IV there, down to half health. Up here we got healing reinforcement going on. Well, actually, just reinforcement, got no medic bangers up. Mostly because I'm lying large in Ostrom, I don't find them particularly necessary. Puma there down. We got Pedro. No, Maka's not upgraded his Pedro. All no Brent or Browning light machine guns yet, and no bazookas either. Definitely feel that could have been done better. In this case, I'm calling down the smoke screen just to be able to grab the territory, plus cover up the stealing of another machine gun. So now I actually got 3 machine guns, 2 of them Vickers. In part thanks to the officer. It's actually really good. Like, he was surprisingly good once you really get to grips with him. Flak Panzer on there to help deal with infantry. Since Ichinusa here to an extent lies blobbing up, and Osprey's going to be a reasonably good counter. Kimber floating some resources. I suppose could be coming here for the Sturmtiger. Mines down there from Maka. He's been laying down mines here and there. Certainly very clever. And there go big push. Also need to spread out a bit into tactical positions. Wasn't anticipated running to the blob right by the victory point. Vickers sitting up further behind. Mortify raining down from both sides. There you go. Got the Vickers in action. Veterans one for the fatherland. Sections taking heavy casualties from the German accurately thrown down mortify. Here we got a crumb on the way there for Ichinusa. And we got cluster bombs right here on the machine gun and the mortar. Can't anticipate that one, but there you go. Just repeated things to pull them out just in case, since I would rather not risk it. No take up here for Maka yet. The issues about it denied him, of course, the ability to upgrade the paratroopers. I'm still not thinking that's an amazing deal. Really would have benefited from, say, double Browning light machine guns. So double so you can deal with the looks of any other armor. But it can use up this crumble supported by 2 6-pounder gun. Going for the center there. Armor fixed up. Machine gun and fire there from the Cromwell. Large force of infantry in the way. Shot fire. The Cromwell bounced off. 6-pounder gun there, and he's penetrating the Panzer IV frontal armor. And the biggest push back. I mean, we have the Pioneers about to lay down an S-mine field to make it hard for him to harass. He clearly wants to get the fuel. I obviously do not want him to have the fuel. Cromwell there flanking the Ostwind. and making a big push here. I'm assuming he's got nothing in defense. I'm going to make a rush there and trying to take out the mortar emplacement, rushing in the Austrians to support, maybe catching some anti-tank guns off guard. And in this case, I get surprised because I had not anticipated the Maka would be laying down the M20 mines, which of course is pretty clever. But it's very much beyond my predictions, since most players never used them. Which of course makes it really effective. Cromwell down to half health. Got Panzerfights there going off left and right. On the Cromwell, taking it down from further little health down there. Officer moving up, grenade here on the machine gun. There's some positions I maybe cut off reinforcements. That didn't quite work out there. Officer moving in, veteran 3, 21 kills. Boosting nearby troops. On a diversion there. Almost getting the Cromwell there. Officer getting too close here to the taking too much fire. Need to retreat, but I'm a bit in this case too slow. And he just gets shredded here sadly. Like Kenner's moving support here. And there got Officer White. Final Panzerfaust takes out the Cromwell. That one took a few hits from anything else, and then a lot of Panzerfausts. Replacement officer immediately in because, well, the first one was pretty great, so obviously I want another officer. Very obviously. Sadly did not get the mortar play. There you go. We got a Sturmtiger out here for Kimber, which might just be able to finish off. He got commanders out here for Ichnuza, arriving off field. Oh dear, double taking right next to each other and didn't quite get a wipe. In fact, only got a single kill with that rocket. Bit of a waste there for Kimbo. West side mostly Mac, as we can see. That Kimbo just, even if he doesn't go try to grab, but he's just going to hit the most vital points like the fuel point. He just wants to force a response there. And if there's no response, that's even better. But he's not going to try and focus just grabbing the territory. He's just going to first harass, then maybe secure and grab more territory that way later on. That's definitely an interesting and definitely not a bad tactical approach there from the Oberkommando West. Cluster bombs here failed to make any impact on the Germans that they already pulled back by the time they fly down. Got a big push here with riflemen and vehicles and reasons here from Maka to flash out the Germans. Concussive grenades off there from Kimbo. Good work. Gute Arbeit, Leute. Panzer IV Giant repairs, getting an extra Pioneer Squad Pilots assist for that. We got Teg up for Maka as well, by the way. Pedro was out in the open, lone health, but almost veteran 3 actually. And then a direct hit there from Mortar, wiping it out. The question is, was it Kimbo's? Was it mine? Looks to have been mine actually. Putting it almost to veteran 3. Then again, could have been the GM one, I don't know, maybe a mix of both. Land matches for Ingenuous, big infantry push here. Pushing up here to harass, grab some territory. Make us able to cover the eastern victory point. And there goes Sturmtiger. Not really the best hit there. They got a second kill, but nothing sort of more serious. Mortar, in fact, got wiped there for Kimbo, which is certainly unfortunate. But Ken was running a lot of trouble. We got the officer being supported by the M4 to switch out to incendiary armor pieces, just to extra more damage out to them in negative cover. Getting, in fact, some of those kills in, and there you go. Officer pops diversion as he goes in for the kill. Eager to show off his brand new pistol. Yeah, I just got this one. It was really cheap too for some reason. It says Ludwig on it too, I don't know why, but my name is not Ludwig, it's Helmut. Artillery there against the machine gun crew and the Ostrom. Pioneers, Panzer will to stall this assault. 6 Panzer guns too fast away to support the infantry in their assault. Another Panzer IV there for the fatherland, and the officer running about here. The 2 kills. There's his pistol and some of those MP40s. Vickers there, veteran T2, pretty good. Sturmtigers hitting out again. Marcus having pretty good work they control on the western side, but at the same time it's because Kimbo's not necessarily just always working towards getting, it's just looking to harass, cut him off, and fight more sort of favourable engagements against Maka, which so far seems to be reasonably working out there. Sturmtiger though gets immobilized and hits the other M20 mine there laid down, and then he wipes his own full gun squad. He gets the rifleman, but he gets his own squad as well. Rushing against the anti-tank with the officer, machine gun nearby, quick smoke screen there again. Panzer pushing forward to the Pioneer support, not so much L support though. And there you go, machine gun is unable to do anything. There you go, wipe one of the anti-tank guns. Vegas moves straight in front of the officer though, and gets wiped. You do not underestimate the artillery field officer now. He is good. He is generally good. Germans bring up the support on the Panzer IV here. Another Vickers stolen and taken care of here in the name of the Wehrmacht. The Panzer, they got pushed back with heavy damage, got the other Panzer moving in. One anti-tank gun down, Brian from a lieutenant moving in. Sturmtigers continuing their work, they're close to actually 4. I was trying to assist the Sturmtiger in the end, not quite enough. There's just too many anti-tank weapons firing at it. And the Sturmtiger ultimately goes down. I mean, those mines have definitely paid off there for Macca. And I think to say they highlight just how powerful the M20 mines are, because again, just being able to immobilize a tank is actually really good depending on the spot. Panzer Wolf's going to desperately need repairs though. We got here another 6-pounder gun out for Ichnusa. And we got a Jackson on the way there for Macca. Mortar repulsion, the technically securing the centre victory point. Victory points wise, things are pretty close to the small lead for the Germans. Bit of aggression investment all in the far on the west here. I don't want to consider some more infantry. I'm just basically down to 2 Ostrom and the officer. At this stage, we're going to need something with a bit more punch. Land matches far trying to silence that mortar, which is definitely proven quite useful for me. Proven quite useful. Markabal has not replaced his air drop common group with his paratroopers. He's not really using anything with his manpower. He's been built a few fuel caches to support both him and each Schnus, allowing them to get out more vehicles and armor. So it feels a bit wasteful there, to be honest. By Macca 2112, there feels a bit wasteful. We got another machine gun away from section falling back. Ground munition noise for the Sturm Pioneers. Machine gun officer standing around. Big push here. Ostrom, they're taking heavy fire from all of the section with the Bren guns. That's going to force a retreat here because just tearing into the advancing Americans from Macca. And we got another Sturmtiger to replace the one lost. Got Tiller called in on the machine gun there. Panzerforce almost good to go. And another Ostwind here. Another Flak Panzer. Jackson is supporting here. So we can see they're sort of both trying to push through and break me. But that does leave the flank open here to good push from Macca. We also got the machine gun from me. Cover the center. I mean, I got 3 machine guns. I might as well use one to cover the center victory point as well. Also calling in to another access to the point here. The heavy mortar barrage. It's mostly, I think, just denying territory, dealing with people who are really slow to retreat, because it takes quite some time compared to the American majors artillery barrage sort of react. But you can use these to deny territory. Using those sort of using the officer's spot ahead. They're trying to look for targets. They're going to exchange the Panzer IV and the Ostwinds. Also got something about here. Hitting the calf one again. Kimbo very consistent about hitting the calf point. Very consistent. Which is actually pretty good. Grabbing the victory point there with the Sturm Pioneers. Making good use of them, really. They're also a lot more effective than it feels. Also pushing in again, another diversion. There's a really good ability there, and they're going to engage the sappers up close beneath to retreat. Sturmtiger shoots, gets one of the anti-tank guns. Kedman, they're being pushed back. Wiped out, in fact. Pioneers machine gun, they're pushing up the east side. And I'm pushing in. He told me, Bob, don't see the team chat, but that he got both of them. So saying, alright, I'm just going to go in them. In this case, turns out one of the anti-tank did not get the crew plus. There's another plus of Jackson. This actually turns out pretty ugly. I call in an artillery strike here on the 6-pounder gun, and naturally he's going to try and destroy that. One Panzer War that gets destroyed. The other gets up with the damage. This turned out complete failure there for me, for the most part, though, at least. And there you go. Both Panzer Force lost, huge loss. They did get one of the 6-pounder guns and a nearby section, which is actually a pretty big loss there for the Allies. So it wasn't all bad, but that could have gone a lot better, though, without me losing both of my Panzers. Push there from each Nusa. Just reinforcing healing there. Lieutenant with 20 kills, pretty good. He's still floating manpower, though. He might want to consider an airdrop common group just for the anti-tank gun, but also just the paratroopers. Like, both of them would do him a lot of good here versus the Germans right now. Particularly think upgrade the paratrooper with the light machine gun. I think that would do him a massive favour. Instead, he's calling in another cluster bomb. Which, I mean, in the right place can of course do a lot of damage, but the question is, of course, he might not just benefit from more infantry and tank guns. And in this case, the cluster bombs just achieve nothing, so he would definitely be better off with another call-in of paratroopers. And again, an anti-tank gun. Really, he would benefit a lot from it. Feel. Sturmtiger back in action for Kimbo. Stealing away the 6-pounder gun. We've got Ostrom flanking in here. Going to try and get past here and sort of catch this anti-tank and maybe flank here the allies a bit. Ostrom taking hits from the Firefly. 6-pounder gun sitting up. We've got Stug on the way finally. Realising Panzerforce won't be helping him. There we go. Flanking the Firefly with the 6-pounder gun. They're crewed by a few plucky Ostrom. But then I realised I actually have a better target here because the Firefly's going to be getting out of range. But you know what's else in range right now? Yes, that's right. The land mattress. And with 2 hits, I take out the land mattress. But I did lose another Ostrom squad. I'm still incredibly short on infantry though. Mick is covering basically the retreat here with the anti-tank gun before getting this devil out of there itself. Machine gun ready onto Sturmgeschütz. Machine gun pushing up. Overall setting up more aggressive position with the machine guns here against the allies. So you can sort of cover the area around here so they can't easily get close to the victory point. Punishment here with the captain. Troops reinforcing. And they're also going after the captain here. There you go, diversion again. Gaining victory 2. Captain just getting shredded. Got a Vickers. They're crewed by vehicle crews there from Maka. Jackson closing on veterans 1. We got a big full going to blow out here from Kimbo. Needs to be careful about that. 50 caliber quickly puts a stop to that. And the Vickers being hauled away here, so guarded by some Ostrom. Ostrom to do with the section there. Shoots and then apparently has to reload. Now the cluster bomb strike though against Kimbo here in the west. And almost worked out. Almost, but not quite. Of course, they're pushing forward. So another infantry screen there. Again, no elite infantry. They could maybe help the Mac. He's got a lot of machine guns, in fact. Mac has got no infantry left except the captain, really. He's got machine guns aplenty, but no infantry. That's a big mistake there on Mac and force-wise. He needs more infantry desperately. Like, he is way too short in infantry. Way too short. Now you got Brandhand going off. Jackson, that won't be do much against the infantry. Vickers continues to cover the centre victory point, trying to slowly pressure here the right hand side, and we got a bit of skirmishing off to try and move against the section though, not looking good. And the Stug and the Ostrom joins in here. Stug quickly scores a few kills for the fatherland there, and the section gets wiped by the Ostrom, dropping a Bren gun. Wait, did this Jackson actually get a lot of kills or something? Apparently it did actually, was able to crush a lot there, so that's pretty good by him, pretty good, and they're obviously less good by Kimbo. Centre rank supporting infantry there. Victory points are beginning to run out for the Allies though. And straight into the 6-pounder gun and the Stug. Got a nice aggressive flank here though from Maka's Jackson. Panzers there finally arriving. Farfling from the other side, quick turning about here. In this case, a pop the veteran ability, which allows the 6-pounder gun to maneuver faster, but also just to turn fast. A lot of people don't know this, but it really makes the 6-pounder gun nasty. Because again, it just, I mean, you see this almost turn instantly. Almost got the Jackson there. 6-pounder gun there got wiped sadly. Ming, been taking out the Jackson there. Firefly still about. Grenades there took out something by the looks of it. Jackson wreck destroyed. We got the center moving ahead here. Austin falling back. Stu desperately to turn about here. Fighting for the west there. We got huge chunks when he churned forward here by Mackay. He's finally got some replacement infantry out. Lieutenant and rifleman. good. Those still paratroopers, I think, were also doing well. A lot of entertaining there from Kim, moving ahead like Ken for 6 pounding guns when he can. We got the Stuke still waiting here for anything to move ahead and get destroyed by it. Chinusa there just throwing himself at it. Firefly shoots back the Stuke, which shot the Centaur instead. There you go, target being pumped for the Stuke, and there you go, shoots, but the Firefly still gets shot off on the Stuke, taking it out, sadly. But the Firefly gets hung up with the Kedman flying about there, knocking out the remainder, I think, of the Allied armour. And now there's barely any infantry left as well for the Allies. Barely anything at all left. Machine guns turning about here. Almost 53 on that 50 caliber. And got the also flanking this 50 caliber instead. More support though helping out, and that machine gun goes down. And there you go, GG, game over. A loss here for the Allies, a victory for the German army, a brutal battle with heavy casualties on all sides. I ended up suffering the most, but that's because of like mostly on Ostrom, which of course tend to have the high loss. But then actually was the one that mostly did a lot of the kills of the German side. In fact, I had more kills than the American player. The Brit obviously had the most since he was the one fighting the Ostrom primarily. So there you go. I think in part just highlighting just how great the new officer is, honestly, for the Wehrmacht. And probably any doctrine with them is going to be, I think, quite useful. Certainly displaying also some of the other changes here overall, though not so much from the Allies in that sense. I mean, Macca's recon support I think was pretty good. He just feels like at times he didn't use it as sufficiently as he could have, and Kimball's just aggressive, constantly slicing in and just cutting off and harassing, trying to avoid any sort of bigger engagement he couldn't win, for example, against Macca, which I think is definitely the right way to do it. The British player was a bit slower, didn't make use of any new changed doctrines, so didn't get so much off there either. But there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. Hope you learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, tell a friend, share it with everyone. If not, send in a replay and provide some feedback in the comment section. And if you like what I do consider donating or pledging on Patreon. Links are in the video description. This is Imperial Dancing Cheese. Thank you all for watching. Hope to see you all tomorrow for another signing episode. Bye.